TKLs are one of the most popular keyboard layouts, especially for people who prefer a slightly smaller keyboard but don't want to sacrifice too many keys. So turns out I'm switching back to TKL, and here's why you should too. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zeke of Zeke Digital, and we cover tech products, gaming, and more. So if you're into that type of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm pretty big into 75% keyboards myself, especially with the Zoom 75 Tiga that looks pretty similar, but today's keyboard is kind of like the bigger brother of that keyboard. So what is today's keyboard? We're looking at the Zoom TKL Dyna, a VIA-supported 80% keyboard inspired by classic robot heroes like Ultraman, and its design features a ton of straight angles and hints of RGB. So let's go ahead and start by unboxing. Meletrix offers their Wuche Studio Stupid Stabilizers, which are really good and take minimal lube. You can pick from 4 different types of plates. That's where your switches go. And I have polycarbonate and aluminum here. But today we're going to be building with aluminum. At sale, you can also pick from 2 PCBs, both RGB backlit, with one coming with flex cuts and one without. In terms of battery life, it's equipped with 2 4,000 mAh batteries. The Zoom TKL Dyna also includes a pack of foam, which you can also customize, choosing from standard foam, pour-on, and there's even an option for cork on this one. And that's what I'm going to be trying out today, so stick around for the sound test. So that's almost it for accessories, but let's finally take a look at our board. The outer packaging looks really cool. The presentation on these boards always have impressed me now and in the past. They include a screwdriver, a USB-A to USB-C for wired connection, and one of the unique qualities for the Zoom TKL Dyna is the option for 4 different mounting styles. You got silica gel particles, split O-ring, top mounting, and elastic bar silicone mounting. So now that we've gotten the board out, let's talk design. All the color options are crafted from aluminum. Well, except for the brand new frosted clear polycarbonate option, which actually looks really dope. I got the sky blue color, which has an acoustatic finish for top and bottom. When you take a look at the board, all of the corners are noticeably round and smooth. The side profile is sleek, and Meletrix calls this their rounded R corner frame. The board also features a 40-degree underside, which feels very smooth to run your hands against when reaching to pick it up, or just taking off that quick release top to make modifications. The typing angle of 6.7 degrees and front height of 18 millimeters is slightly on the taller side, but I haven't had much hassle typing on it myself. In the top corner, you may have already noticed that this board comes with an awesome LCD screen and a rotary knob, all together. It looks really clean. It comes with a couple of really cool animations, some that trigger when you type on the board itself, and you can even upload your own choice of GIFs or pictures using the Pocket Wuche app. The installation itself requires you to connect some ribbon cables to the included daughterboard, but there is an upgraded pogo pin design to make it easier for hot swapping out your modules to quickly replace with keys, giving you 4 total custom modular configurations. Now in terms of lighting, we've got Per-Key RGB underneath the switches and a cool diamond-shaped accent along the 10-key cluster, all of which are assignable or switchable, I guess you could say. Flipping it over on the rear, it shares harmony as well as contrast with the front. We've got more of that diamond grill edginess and a two-tone appearance. My bottom case is white and has a slight glitter speck in it. It actually looks really cool, not that tacky glittery stuff. The best part about this board, in my opinion, of course, is its awesome underglowing lighting. So it's created by 4 diagonally placed windows along the bottom. Meletrix calls this their 4-dimensional light domain. And it kind of gives you that underglow that you see on cars that please do not like. But I like them, man. I don't think you're gonna get in any trouble with these on your board. Now in terms of gaming, you can rely on the Zoom TKL Dyna for speed and latency. It adopts an 8K polling rate with latency measured at 0.6 milliseconds. Meletrix also mentions they plan to release a magnetic switch version soon, and I can imagine you can just swap out the PCB for it. Of course, you're gonna also need some magnetic switches, but I'm sure they got you covered there too. A quick note that you're only gonna get that 8K polling rate in wired mode, but you should always plug your board in directly if you're trying to prioritize speed and low latency anyway. But here's the polling rate that you can get in each connection mode. Now let's hear how it sounds. I'm using the Wuche Studio Red Arowana linear switches and KBD Fan Spark Light for the keycaps, and yeah, let's just check it out. So my thoughts on this board are this, and I also wanted to touch on the lore behind this board. The lore is pretty inspirational if you ask me. Those who grew up watching anime like myself can connect with their favorite characters and draw parallels to their own real lives. So the designer envisioned this keyboard as his shining weapon or companion in those dark nights sitting in front of his computer. If you ever had to write a paper in the middle of the night or a creative project to finish for a deadline, you definitely know the feeling. One of my first TKL mechanical keyboards ever, and even one of my first videos on this channel, was a review for the Zoom TKL original. I loved everything about that board, and this board is a stellar upgrade to it, bringing everything I liked most about it, like the Underglow ambient lighting, to the vibrant array of colors to choose from. Back then, I chose sky blue as well, so I thought it might be fun to keep this as much of a direct upgrade as possible. I used to think that TKL boards were a little bit big, but honestly, this board does not give me that feeling. It almost feels right at home, so why am I switching to TKL? And more importantly, why should you? So just take a look at the presentation, the sound, and the feel of the board. I mean, I wish I could let you feel it for yourself, honestly. The acoustics are satisfying and everything just feels so refined on this keyboard. Not having my shift key obstructed or minimized by my arrow keys is a nice touch as well. Something about the dimensions of this board works really well with an average sized desk. Even bigger desks, actually. So my desk is about 6.5, 7 feet long, and it really fills up the space in the middle really nicely. Some boards just look a little too small if I'm honest, and there's not always a real good reason to get rid of all 10 keys in that section, especially if you're into productivity and speed navigation like me. Now, it's a near perfect option, especially in the TKL space. It's really only up against a few contenders since its price point starts at $185 and maxes out at $195 without any add-ons. But there are a couple things I wanted to point out. The board tilts a lot when you lean on it near the spacebar. I was installing the spacebar keycap and almost flipped it over. I've also gotten pretty used to and a little spoiled by magnetic connectors. I'm very familiar with the JST and ribbon cables, but it's never gotten any easier than the magnetic ones. It's always tough to lay upside down and try to install them and flip that little latch, but I was able to do it. I just kind of wish they tried something else here, but it's not the end of the world. At least they found clever ways to make sure that they don't get in the way when using the ball catch system to remove the top case, like the pogo pen for the LCD screen. In terms of competition, there's a few options that come to mind, like the QK80 and the Keychron Q3. This board personally edged out those similar priced aluminum keyboards. It's got more features and latency performance than the Q3 and the QK80, and I think that the appearance and aesthetic is more favorable for my setup, at least the ones that I've tried. All that said, the Zoom TKL is back, and the Meletrix has really dropped a solid upgrade in the Dyna. This board is a group buy board, and the period for sale is June 3rd through 17th. You can buy directly from Meletrix or check their sales page for a list of vendors in your region. I'll make sure to have a link in the description. Before you go, remember to make sure to subscribe for more tech videos and product reviews like this. I appreciate you guys all for watching, and have a nice day. Peace.